Welcome back, everyone. It is your girl, Dr. Olivia Richmond. I'm here hanging out with the one and only Siboney. And I am here because, not to get political or anything, but we're about to kind of like go around that and just talk about what's really going on, okay? We are losing abortion rights and we're not putting anything in place, right? We still have abstinence only programs and we don't have full, comprehensive, all-inclusive sex education. So how are we supposed to take out something without putting in a safe plan of how to help women not get pregnant if they don't even know how to get pregnant in the first place? So we're gonna be doing a new series, maybe even state by state, who knows, about sex education. Let's start off in Texas. Texas, this one's for you. This is sex ed for Texas teens, Texas 20s, Texas 30s. I don't care who you are. This is for you, Texas. Let's get into sex education. Hi, welcome to my show, Dr. Olivia Richmond. I am here and I talk about sex, relationships, mental health. I am making quiet conversations loud. So, welcome, Texas. I love to have you here. This is what I would like to cover today. I would love to cover the basics on how not to get pregnant, okay? It's wild to me how there are, I don't even know, it's like 1% of people in the government making these decisions about our bodies are medical doctors. And so I think that there's a lot of misinformation going around on what the dangers are about banning abortion after a certain number of weeks, what the dangers are to the baby, what the dangers are to the mother. And so I just find it very important to discuss these issues. So I do want to talk about how not to get pregnant, because I know the majority of schools out there are not giving you a comprehensive education on this. And being a physician and also being someone who is pro sex talk, I think we really have to get into this. Let's start off with penis and vagina, okay? That is the only way that you can get pregnant, okay? Oral sex, you can't. Anal sex, no. That's not happening either. Any other orifice in the body, no. It has to be penis in vagina. So there's something called ovulation. Ovulation is when a woman she has two ovaries, right? Okay, over here. They're like located over here. So you have like two ovaries. My belly button's here. They're like down a little bit further here. And then you have some fallopian tubes and then it goes into your uterus. You want to just like pull up a diagram, okay, of like uterus, ovaries, and fallopian tubes. And so every month, one of your ovaries is going to release an egg. The egg's going to come down into the fallopian tube, through the fallopian tube and into your uterus. If you're having sex during this time period where you're ovulating and then semen gets inside of you, his little spermy boys go all up in there while your egg is hanging out in your uterus. The spermy boys come meet up with the egg, and that's when fertilization occurs. This is not a baby yet, okay? There's like no heartbeat, like none of that is occurring right now. This is just fertilization. If you have anything, like if there's like any politicians that are saying like, when is fertilization? When is that? When is this? Please comment below so I can respond and tell you if they are correct or not. So we could just everyone be on the same page of what is medically accurate and what's not, okay? That is when fertilization could occur, and that's when it implants into your uterus and then it starts growing, okay? So that is the only time you can get pregnant, when a female is ovulating. If he ejaculates or comes inside of you when she's not, or when you, or I don't know who I'm talking to, whoever you are, okay, when they are not ovulating, that is not when pregnancy occurs. But the thing is you have to know when you're ovulating. Okay, but here's the kicker, is that sometimes your egg and a spermy boy can, if you're ovulating, remember, this is not happening unless you're ovulating, okay? So the egg, if it goes into your fallopian tube, the sperm could meet your egg up in the fallopian tube, like they're having a little date up in the fallopian tube. Fertilization, implantation can occur here. Both of those things, right? Fertilization when they meet, implantation is when they like hug onto the wall and start to grow. This can happen in the fallopian tube. This is called an ectopic pregnancy. It is very dangerous. You have to abort the zygote. And that's what it is. It's not a baby, okay? It's not, it is one single cell. They're called gametes before they even form a cell, okay? It's like the sperm and then the egg, they're two gametes that come together and form a single cell. One cell, look, I almost threw my pen. One cell, like take your little, like a tiny, like scrape like that, and like there's a cell underneath here, okay? And you can't even see it. That's how small it is. That's what it is right after fertilization occurs. That's how tiny, okay? That thing does not have a heartbeat. That thing does not have legs. It can't move around, okay? It's one tiny little cell that you can't even see. That little one cellular organism begins to multiply. This can occur in the fallopian tubes, and when this occurs in the fallopian tubes, it's called a nectopic pregnancy. It's very dangerous. It could be fatal to the mother and also, of course, to the developing fetus. Developing, it's not a fetus yet, okay? So that's why you wanna catch it as soon as possible. You wanna know about it so that you can abort the pregnancy because it's non-viable and, like I said, dangerous. So let's say your period starts on the 15th of July, and then your next period starts on the 15th of August, right? About 28 days. That halfway point, probably around like the end of July. Is it the 30th? Is it the 31st? I don't know. I'm 33 years old and I still don't know what day the month ends on. Whether it's, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, around those days, because that's halfway in between. It's around 14 days before your next period. That's when ovulation is occurring. So here's period in month 1, here's period in month 2, about 14 days before this period starts in month 2. I don't know if we're totally flipped. Maybe it's this way. I don't know. About 14 days prior, that's when you're ovulating. But again, it might be a little different for every person. So if you really want to track it, use one of those ovulation tracker apps. That's it, Texas. I hope you enjoyed your sex education class. You can come back for maybe Oklahoma or Utah's or Indiana's. I don't know. We're gonna try to go through as many states as possible because this is really important information. My name's Dr. Olivia Richmond. Subscribe below.